Hey everybody, welcome to the Cascade Critter Cast. We're joined by Fadi of Daffys Reptiles today. He breeds a variety of geckos, frogs, and fish. So we're gonna add him to the stream, and here he is. How are you doing
Hello,
today,
hello,
bro?
hello. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
I love the intro, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just like adding clips as like I film them. Like I don't know.
It's nice. The bird at the end is
Yeah.
it works. It works.
So yeah. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you?
Good.
What have you been up to?
Not much, just work and yeah, staying busy with the reptiles, busy with Instagram and everything.
Always.
The
That's
grind.
the grind.
Yeah. So
Nice.
you just get back from your parents?
Yes, my parents live in Abu Dhabi. I
Okay.
just got back there after. Yeah, we were there for like 3, 4 weeks. I just gone back, and now I'm in quarantine again.
Right. Because
Yes,
COVID.
because COVID. Yes, although
Okay.
I mean it's been like 10 days now and no symptoms. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see.
yeah,
3 more days.
yep, almost
How-
done. Almost done.
yeah. How is it in like Ontario where you are? Like, is it pretty locked down anyways, or?
Yeah, everything's closed until February 19th, I think.
Okay.
So only essential places are open right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it the same thing where you were?
Not really. Like,
No.
I don't know, like what stores are open there? Like, can you go into like a pub or something or a restaurant?
No, no, not at
Okay.
all. No. I mean, you can go into like McDonald's and grab a burger and walk out, but you can't sit there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, here like you can go to pubs and sit down and go out
Okay.
and
So places are open then.
oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Like you can
nice.
even like there's a like an arcade type place near me
Nice.
and they're like fully open. You can play all their games and everything. Like it's pretty crazy to be honest.
Do you like, are you guys doing well relatively? Or like
I
for
think so.
COVID's situation? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
I
if
don't really
everything's
know
open,
anyone
yeah.
who's had like COVID or anything like that or anything, so it's
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
so, like, did you grow up in Abu Dhabi then?
I did. I did. I
Okay.
spent. Uh, I moved here at 17, so
Okay. So you
a
spent
lot
a
of my
good
life
time.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was that like living there as a kid and stuff? Like, how was school and like, kind of getting raised there?
It's nice. It's very different from here. I mean, first of all, obviously the weather.
Yeah.
It's always sunny. It's always nice. Even in December, you can go to the beach. Sorry, um, but yeah. Other than that, I guess it's the same thing. High school is high school everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fun though.
Okay.
It's a different lifestyle. I don't know how to put it into proper words, but
Yeah. Is it
yeah.
like because I used to work with a guy who I'm not sure exactly where he was from. He was from the Middle East though, and he said
Okay.
like it's a lot more like about work there instead of personal life.
Yeah. So I never worked there, but
Right.
it seems like even in high school, people were like we had mini exams almost every day.
Hmm.
So it's like always studying, memorizing all the
Yeah.
time, and it seems
Okay.
like people had a little more fun here. But
Interesting.
I didn't work there, but I know people who work like 9 to 9, like on a regular basis. So
Okay.
I can see where this person's got this
Yeah.
opinion from. Yeah,
Okay. Fair enough.
yeah.
And because like one thing I've noticed about you is that like your English is really good compared to a lot of
Thank you,
foreigners, obviously.
thank you. Yeah.
So like, did you learn English in school there, or was that like something you just learned when you got here?
No, I learned English in school over there, and actually, English is technically my first language. I speak it better than I speak Arabic. So, but yeah, I went to it's called the Sabah system. I guess it would be considered like a British school kind of thing.
Or okay.
Yeah.
So I guess English is like the main language spoken over there. Then it's not like anyone
So,
Muslim language.
so Arabic is like the main language, but there's like very high amount of foreigners there. Like
Right.
everywhere you walk into, you're greeted in English. People ask you questions in English. It's all English pretty much. Yeah,
So are like signs and stuff in English and Arabic or
English and
just
Arabic.
English?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like kind of like Quebec then almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Kinda, not
Pretty
like
much,
obviously can't
pretty
compare.
much.
I'm
I
not
mean,
trying to like,
they're not trying to kick out the English like Quebec is.
yeah, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay. So then I guess at 17 you came over here for university?
university, yes.
Okay.
Uh,
And what university did you go to and like what did you study and stuff?
so I studied at Carleton University. I did environmental science,
Okay.
and I just finished actually. So
Interesting.
now we're on the job search.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
So
job
like
hunt.
what are you hoping to like look for as a job then from that?
I mean, I'm open to anything right now,
Yeah.
but I'd like to get into
Okay,
something with
dream job I guess I should say.
dream job, something in the field. Doing some
Okay.
field work, maybe might move over to Vancouver. Maybe near the ocean, something like that.
Yeah.
I need to get out of the cold as well, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
for sure. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as a kid, like when you were growing up, over there, was there anything like herping or anything that you did? I know you've told me over DM sometimes that you like used to bring home snakes and stuff.
Not snakes, definitely not
Not
snakes.
not snakes, but
No, we didn't have.
critters.
So yeah, critters. We didn't have like the reptiles. You only find them there in the desert. It was really hard to get out far enough to see them, I guess you can say. It's
Right.
like it's very city, all buildings, kind
Yeah.
of. Um, but the my form of herping was on the beach. I got home crabs, starfish, sea urchins, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Interesting.
They're starting to get into the reptile scene there now, though. As like off like my last visit, I saw people were doing like herping there, and the pet stores are starting to carry reptiles. So
Okay.
maybe in a couple of years, they'll have a nice herping scene over there.
Yeah, cause like honestly, like I've watched a lot of like documentaries and stuff about Abu Dhabi and like the World Islands, and like it's pretty interesting there.
Yeah,
And like it seems like there's a big like well there's a lot of rich people there obviously, but
Dubai. Yeah,
like a big exotic pet trade obviously, like savannah monitor or what are those things called, like they're cat
the
like savannah,
the Nile
they're not
monitors.
reptiles like
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, so big cats are a big
yeah,
thing over there. Big cats and
okay,
monkeys
interesting.
are very like.
And like any big snakes, are they like a big thing at all over there? Like I guess like you're
Um,
saying it's becoming a thing probably.
I think the what are they called? Boa constrictors are probably about the biggest thing they are I've seen over there.
Okay.
But ball pythons are really popular actually over there as well. Like very recently, I've been like when I was a kid, you'd see them. Certain people had them, but it was always all normal ball pythons.
Right.
I like on the last trip, I started seeing some morphs. People talking about the genetics. I actually saw a couple of geckos in the store, but no, nothing too big. I don't think
Yeah, like there's
snake
no
wise.
reptile expos. The biggest thing is like a pet store type
Yeah,
thing.
no, there's definitely there's no reptile expos. They're building an aquarium in Abu Dhabi now where they're supposed to be bringing in an exhibit with the largest snake in the Middle East, but I'm not sure what the species they're bringing in is. It's probably a reticulated python.
Yeah.
I assume. Like,
Okay. Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah,
That's interesting though. Okay. So
yeah.
then I guess as a kid, like you just like went to the pet store and like you just like love reptiles and stuff and you just got into them.
Obsessively. Oh, it started with fish mostly, but yeah,
Right. And
yes,
I
I've
guess
always wanted the snake.
is that what drove like your university passion, or was there like other stuff as well, like fish, obviously, probably too.
No, that's pretty much yeah.
Okay.
Was-
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I want to work with animals somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll find the right way, but
Fair
somehow,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then like when did you get your first reptiles?
Do turtles count?
I guess yeah, because like you had those as a kid, right?
I had radio sliders when I was a kid. Yeah,
Okay.
I had them multiple times over, and I don't know what it is over there, but they don't. I mean, I'm sure my care wasn't the best, but they don't survive very long over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like either they come in sick or they're bred really quickly. And
Or
I
they're
know
just
really
treated
quickly,
like a toy.
something like that. But every red ear slider I had was gone within a few months. But yes, I had really
Oh,
good
yeah,
science.
I see what you mean. Well,
Yeah,
and like even like imports, a lot of the time, like you say, they're sick and like
yeah, they're probably like wild caught, already coming with worms or something. I don't know.
yeah. Well, and I think turtles, a lot of them come from like factory, not factories, but
Like
places in China where they like mass breed them.
farm raised, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
possibly, yeah.
I don't know, but
They were cool. I really like turtles. I would like to get into them, but
right.
uh, I hear they smell a lot in big tanks. So we'll see.
Mm, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
And then like you had fish as a kid too?
yeah. I mean, we had. I'll keep knocking my table. We had aquariums in the house pretty much as far back as I can remember.
Okay.
Um, like 10 gallon at 3 years old, maybe. Like, and then growing up, we had like a 10 gallon, a 55, and then maybe like two 20s in the house. So it was we
And
had aquariums.
for
Yeah.
sure. Okay. And
Yeah.
then like when did the reptiles like really take off? Like you started getting geckos and stuff. That was when you moved to Canada
That was
or
when I moved here. So that was 2016, I think.
okay.
I got Rupert. I got my first crested gecko, and then within like 6 7 months, I had two more, and maybe a little more than 6 7 months. But very quickly, I had two more, and I was started breeding, and then the addiction began. Let's say.
And then did you have aquariums at that time too, like fish and stuff, or that was when you
uh,
started growing everything kind of?
Everything started. I mean, I had a beta fish in a bowl in first year uni,
Okay.
but I like that was gone within a few months, and then it actually started with Rupert. I didn't get an actual aquarium or like proper aquarium with filtration and all that till like the following year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then from that point, how long did it take you before you started like breeding stuff?
Uh, so the crested geckos were very very immediate.
Okay.
It was like I said, within like 9 months,
Okay.
I probably already had them paired. Like I
Yeah.
once Rupert was big enough, I bought two females that were
Right.
like ready to breed females, and I just got started into it. And then a couple months later, I set up an aquarium and started doing cherry shrimp. And
Okay.
then, yeah,
And then like have you started like breaking even yet, do you think, on like money wise? Like if that's okay. I don't know
no,
if
no,
you
yeah, no,
yeah.
that's that's okay. I like to say that. I mean, I like to think that I did, but every time
Yeah.
I feel like I get like close to maybe profiting,
Yeah.
I go and buy another animal, or
Yeah.
I spend it somehow on the animals. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm definitely within the like the break even range,
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
just above it or just below it, constantly bouncing.
And like how many like babies would you say you've had so far, do you think? Like maybe
So
like overall with like crested geckos and like I don't know if fish you want to count fish or not, but
I don't think you'd want me to count fish. It's like
no.
50 babies a clutch, So
Interesting.
it's
And like you sell those on like Kijiji, Craigslist and stuff or what?
I tried to sell them on Kijiji, but they don't move as fast as geckos, so I've been taking them to pet stores mostly.
Okay, interesting. And
Yeah.
do you sell like 10 at a time or is it like all they'll take all 50?
So they start with 50, and then like the survival rate usually knocks out a couple of them. But no, I take him to the pet store around like 14 fish at a time, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Try to keep it consistent, but it's not easy.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah,
Man, I mean like that's the thing. If you can have some of these like income streams that are just like extra little things on the side where it's like
yeah.
you want that animal anyways, you know.
Might as well make some money off it. Yeah, 100%.
Um and like I guess at that like cuz you say those don't really move that quickly, like how easy of a time have you had moving animals and selling different stuff like crested geckos but also other animals like you have crested geckos and then fish or do you have any other reptile or and dart frogs too?
And dart frogs, and I haven't sold any morning geckos, but I finally have babies now. I have two babies that are just hatched, and then just got some more eggs ready to go. So uh, few months I should have some ready. Is your question post COVID or pre COVID? Because it makes a difference.
I'll ask both actually because that's an interesting comparison. I
Uh,
think.
okay, so before, during the year, it was pretty slow, but then we had expos, and usually, like, come back from expos, like, everything's sold, you know?
So this is like say like 2019,
This is like 2019, 2019,
2018 maybe.
2018, 2019, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the difference with COVID was Kijiji picked up, so animals online were selling faster, but there's no expo, so there's no like
Hmm.
one day where boom, you're making a big income. You know, it's like a gecko here, a gecko there,
Yeah.
like kind of, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely know what you mean there.
yeah.
And have you found it's slowed down at all throughout like COVID at all? Like, has there been times where it's picked up or not?
I think it sped up a little bit when COVID first, like when lockdowns first started happening. Everyone was just like, "I'm sitting at home. I want pets." Like,
Yeah.
it picked up, especially I don't know, like geckos as much maybe, but fish were like the fish picked up. Uh, like I
Hmm.
was getting messages almost daily for fish, for aquarium plants, just like that, shrimp, like random aquarium stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was getting messages almost daily.
And do you sell anywhere other than like Craigslist, Kijiji?
I've never actually been on Craigslist. Maybe I should
Okay.
give it a try, but
Yeah.
Kijiji mostly.
Okay.
Kijiji and then pet stores. I try to sell through my Instagram page,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of my followers aren't local. Like
Do you
aren't like
have do you have business cards and stuff?
I do. They're actually upstairs. I can go grab them if you want, but
Oh no.
I haven't really been handing them out very
Yeah.
very often. Yeah.
Well, I find like I have stickers and cards that I give to every customer when I sell anything like isopods, geckos, or whatever. And the
Okay.
amount of texts I've got back from people to be like, "Oh, do you have this animal available?" is like astronomical. It's amazing.
Because of the business cards and the stickers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should look into stickers. Stickers seem like they probably last around a little bit longer than business card.
Yeah. Well, and even the business card, I think like if you consistently hand them out to people, those are reptile people. You know, those are like your targeted market, you know?
Yeah.
So,
See, that's again where the expo was beneficial. Everyone would just grab a card off the table. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, and like even there, it's like people are coming to get a crested gecko. Like they know they can get a crested gecko there.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. I haven't vended at any expos yet. I'm looking forward to doing it in the future, but
Yeah.
um, maybe because we were talking earlier before we went live about that, about kind of how. Do you mind talking about that? Do you know what I'm gonna say?
I don't, but go ahead.
Oh, that like expos, it seems like people are a little bit off-putting to like new people.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I agree. It did seem like so I'll tell you a little story here. So
For sure.
I've I can't remember how many expos I've vended so far, but my first two that I vended, I so the first one I vended was in Gatineau, which is like an hour away from Ottawa. Not even an hour, like 20 minutes. Um, so I didn't know that you could go to the hotel the night before and set up your table.
Mm,
Most of the vendors had already done that, and each one of us, like every person, paid for their own table or their own booth. So everyone had showed up the night before, and when I showed up, they had already set up all the tables and just given me the like crappy table in the corner. They took the table that I paid for, but it was already set up, so there was nothing I could do. And this happened twice. It happened in the Montreal show as well because I had to drive there, so I couldn't go the night before either. And so yeah, you can like there is a bit of a like that's the new guy, you know. Like
yeah,
that's not yeah,
it's not really fair.
it's not yeah. But another thing about expos is so crested geckos, I think you'd agree with me, is more like a beginner reptile, kind of like your target is maybe more like families, little kids starting in the hobby rather than like reptile um, enthusiasts or reptile hobbyists.
Yeah.
And those are the people, like the reptile hobbyists, are the people that are going to the expos. So they're not really like if you were to go, I would focus more on the snakes and the geckos because they're always when they come to my booth, for example, they were always looking at like the geckos were the last thing they looked at because it was like okay we've had geckos or we have geckos or you know. So like I vended with my friend last year, and she had morning geckos, and that was the hottest thing on the table for sure, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I think like I think that's why you need to have a variety somewhat. I
Yeah,
think I see a lot of tables where there's a huge variety of like every single kind of reptile, and so you can never. It's hard to focus on like
what you're here for.
yeah, and like even when people walk up, it's like what is this person really about? Like, are they ball pythons? Are they
Yeah,
geckos?
are they here just to look?
Yeah,
Are they
exactly.
trying to hold the animal?
Yeah. So, I think too that when you go to expos, like there is a market for some geckos. Like I think there's a market for everything. It's just you have to find those people at the
People,
expos. You
right?
know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never vended at an expo yet, so I don't necessarily really know what it's like firsthand. But
No, you're definitely right. Like if you had like uh, the higher end, for example, like the extreme Dalmatian geckos, you're gonna find the crested gecko collector that's coming to look for you just
yeah,
specifically for that gecko, right? Like
yeah,
it's you're right. There are every animal has its people, but I'm saying in general, um, I think it's specific, like a little bit harder for crested gecko people than people who have all the that those booths that every animal is different. They have like two pairs of every animal, and that's it. Like
yeah.
I think those people probably get um, the biggest crowds at the expos, or from what I've seen at least.
I think they do, but at the same time, it's I feel like the only reason they get a lot of people is because everybody has to look at the whole table
And
to
it
know
takes a
what they're
while.
about.
Yeah, yeah, I guess
And
so.
it's also an issue because say there's someone who really wants to talk to you, there could be
They're
20
never gonna
people
get.
at the booth, you know?
Yeah,
So
agreed.
and I think the expos it's not only about just selling animals because it's about putting your face out there and your name in front of people to
Definitely.
be like in the future if you ever need something give me a call and you know who I am and this person's like a legitimate person.
Yeah, it becomes a client or like
Yeah,
yeah, 100%,
yeah, for
hundred
sure.
percent. The CRBE in Toronto that happens in September is really good for that kind of like for what's the word,
Exposure.
exposure or like networking, connecting.
Yeah.
It's like everyone like
Well, and
everyone who's a
like
name in reptiles in Canada's there.
everyone is there like well at least like the big people or the people who
Yeah,
care, you know.
the year I went, Brian Barczyk and Miguel were actually there as well. Yeah,
Like even just that, like I think it's insane that oh I forget to respond to this guy. Rags Pythons and Mo. We'll say hi to him. Hey. Um uh I think it's just insane that like Miguel talk to and I don't talk to him on like a regular basis, but I know him, you know? Like it's
yeah, like
insane.
there's contact between you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Is there anyone in the hobby that you know like that has like maybe a big following who you maybe it's like an acquaintance or like it can be a friend too obviously but like
Not,
following.
I don't like, maybe not off the top of my head. I don't think so. I feel like I would remember it like,
Yeah,
if I did, but no, I don't think so.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
um
I'd like to.
yeah. Yeah, well and like that's the thing like it's just making connections like you talk
Yeah,
to these people and you just meet them and it's like I think so many people they get caught up in like the name of someone and it's like oh it's this huge name and it's like they are just a person, you know.
that breeds
So
snakes. Like
yeah,
that's,
literally.
yeah.
So speaking of expos, like, what are your long term goals for your like setup? Like, do you want to do this full time, or is it like a thing that's a part time thing where you make some money, or what?
I mean, I wouldn't turn it down if it started making enough money to be full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, I guess like I should say like, are you actively like putting your money? I guess you're still looking for a job, so you don't have a ton of money to like reinvest. but
I reinvest the reptile money back into it.
yeah,
Everything,
okay,
yeah. And I am trying to expand a little bit.
okay.
Maybe
And
like
would
more on the
are
frog
you like
side.
wanting to get into other species besides
Oh yeah.
like I know you have a carpet python, right?
I have a carpet python. I don't think I'm gonna be breeding him. At least not
Okay.
anytime soon. I think he's just more of a. There's no market for carpet pythons in Ottawa because they're bylawed. So anything larger than 6 feet we can keep. So I'm not in the downtown Ottawa area, so I'm fine. But like generally,
Yeah,
um,
I can see.
yeah, they're not technically legal here. So there wouldn't be much of a point of me breeding them unless I was breeding them specifically to take to expos in like other cities.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and I mean they get huge. I don't like that's a lot of space. You know, one big tank is probably gonna be more than enough. Um, but I do want to get into other maybe micro gecko species. I'm enjoying the morning geckos a lot and frogs. I'm enjoying the dart frogs a lot right now as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what type of dart frogs do you have? I know you have a few different species, right?
Yeah, so I have Ranotomea vanzolini, which is like the tiny black spotted ones, the yellow spots,
Yep.
and then Phyllobates vittatus. Um, I'll send you pictures of them afterwards. And then the last one I have right now is the Dendrobates tinctorius oyupak, but I'm working on getting one more species, hopefully by the end of next week. I'm
Okay.
trading some tadpoles with somebody that I met, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So, do you think you would ever get into like any other snake species, like ball pythons or corn snakes, anything like that?
See, if I was doing it full time, yes,
Okay.
100%. You know, I would love to. I would love to work with those species, but on a like limited budget, limited space, I don't think I mean, I'd like to work with other snake species, but not. I don't think ball pythons or corn snakes, and not for any other reason other than I feel like there's probably enough people doing it really well. There's like it's gonna be more of a competition to enter that those specific species market than anything else, which is the same as crested geckos again. You know, like there's a lot of crested gecko breeders now, so it's like
Yeah. How
yeah,
is that around you? Like, do you
there's tons
yeah, like you see a lot of postings every day, I guess.
every day. There's always people posting, and it's kind of a race. Like you post something up and be like, okay, I want this gecko, but I also want this gecko from this other breeder. Like people starting to go like
Yeah.
bargaining to people, you know, like oh I can get it cheaper from him. It's like, all
Have
right.
um have you ever had like any crazy like reptile meetup stories or anything like that? Like where any or like even messages from people where anyone freaks out or something?
I've had people freak out over I so I had someone freak out over plants
Okay.
once, aquarium plants, because there was a snail in the bag. And I mean I have snails in all my aquariums. People don't it's I don't know how much you know about aquariums, but it's a very
Uh-huh.
controversial topic. People don't like snails. I personally think snails should be in every aquarium because they're in every like they're every lake, every pond, everything, and they
Yeah.
do a hell of a job of cleaning. So, but
Well,
yeah, they freaked out over me because of the snail in the bag.
and like because you I guess you sold it to them and they just like got mad and then
Yeah,
yeah.
they got home and they opened the bag and they saw and they were like, "Oh, now you're gonna infest our whole tank." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Listen, just
okay.
go buy an assassin snail, put it in there. It's $2. It'll kill the snail for you. Take the assassin snail out. It's not that big of a deal. But like, keep the snail.
Yeah.
you know, that's a free
Well,
snail. Like,
because that would be like the equivalent to like isopods in bioactive tank, right? Something like that.
exactly. It's like I gave someone like a plant with an isopod on it or like a springtail, like
Yeah,
in the roots. You know, like
you're horrible for that.
yeah. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
had
like, is there any other stories you have besides that one, or that's like the only?
I
Because
had
that
someone
was
freak out. I had someone freak out about pricing
yeah,
on a frog once.
yeah.
So I had a pair of what were they called? They're tree frogs. Uh, maybe green tree American tree frogs. I can't remember. This was a while ago.
Okay, but they're just the cheaper ones,
Just the
right?
cheaper ones, yeah. And I had it listed up for $20 on Kijiji because I was trying to get rid of them. They were a mess, by the way. Don't recommend tree frogs. Always pooping. It's bad. Um,
Yeah.
so I put them up for $20, and someone messaged me over $20. Someone messaged me and they were like, "Hey, it's selling for $15 at Big Al's." I was like, "Okay." Like I'm not like if they had maybe like been like, "Oh, can I buy it for 15?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Like I'm not gonna fight you over $20. But because they hit me with that, I was like, "Go buy it from Big Al's then." Like, what do you want me to do? They're
Yeah.
like, "No, like drop your price. I want to buy it from here." I'm like, if I drop my price, I'm not gonna drop it like more than $5. So you're gonna get it the same price as Big Al's. Go there.
Yeah.
But no, nothing as crazy as the stories you've been putting
Yeah,
up. I
I don't know.
guess.
Yeah, yeah, I did tell you about that. Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
was asking because, like,
Yeah.
did I tell you that I filed like a police report over that and everything, and the
I
police
no, you did
investigated the
not.
guy?
Yeah, they went. They found him and they.
Well, he had been arrested for the same thing, like uttering threats and stuff to other people,
Wow.
and so
Okay.
they're like, "We're gonna pay this dude a visit, and like,
Just
or
yeah.
like if he contacts you again, he's gonna be put in jail and stuff." It was insane. Like,
That's hilarious. Over what? Like a $200 snake?
it was over $50 because I was
Oh.
like,
Okay.
he was like, I told him $300, okay, and he was like, "Oh no, that's too much, but I would recommend you keeping it because it's a sick snake or whatever." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. If you're interested in the future, let me know." And then he texted me back like half an hour later, and he's like, "If you want to unload it, I'll take it for $250." And I was like, "Dude, if you're gonna lowball me like
Unload it.
that, yeah." And like, it's the wording he used. It's the
Yeah,
wording he
100%. It
used.
always is.
Yeah. And then he called me and like went off, and yeah, it's it for another time. That's just another story.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't give my phone number out till I'm like 100% sure the person's on the way to pick up the animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else can be done over email or Kijiji.
See, that's the thing. Like, I have my phone number
You have
on
your
my website and
website, right?
everything,
Yeah.
but like I have got a lot of calls because of that too.
It helps.
Yeah, like I just get random calls out of the blue, and they're like, "Hey, do you sell this?" And I'm like, "Yes or no," or like kind of
Or I
yes
can
or
get
no.
through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like, I've had random people call me. I had a random person call me for stick bugs, and like,
Can you get those? Those are illegal here, right?
um, I think they're semi-illegal, but you can
Depends on the
find them.
species. Okay.
I don't have them. I used to have them, but
Yeah. Awesome. I'd like to keep those.
yeah,
I'd
I
like
used
to
to
get
have
into
them.
bugs, to be honest, but I don't think the people around me would appreciate it.
What kind of bugs would you get? Like spiders and stuff, or
I would, yeah, I'd love to get into spiders, tarantulas specifically.
okay,
I don't know what they're called, the Hercules beetles, the ones with the horns.
yeah.
Those are incredible. I don't know, they're incredible. Like, it's the
Are they
best.
the really like big beetle? I think
Yeah,
they're
they're
like
like the size of your hand.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or Asia, I think they might come from. I don't know, but
Probably. Most
some
of the
are
cool
crazy.
bugs come from like Thailand and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
they come from the forest, like these insane places.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
hundred
I know
percent.
it. Or I know there like a lot of dart frogs obviously come from South America, and it's
Yeah,
like, insane how they find them.
I would love to. I would love to go. I would love to go give it a try. Oh, lights are on.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I don't know if I was talking to you about that, but I was talking to some other people about like when COVID's over, doing some like reptile traveling or something.
That was me. Yeah,
Okay, sick.
yeah. 100%. 100%. I have a few people who would be interested in joining as well. We could make it a proper thing.
Yeah, because obviously, I don't have a lot of money, and it doesn't sound like you have like endless amounts of money to travel either. So
Yeah,
we
the
would do it
reptile
on the
business
cheap,
is.
obviously, but
Yeah. If you can get yourself over to this side of Canada, we can just drive around.
yeah, and that too. Yeah, so like I know I was talking about the Ontario thing. Yeah, that would be sick too.
Yeah.
And like I was even thinking in the summertime. I don't know if you've ever looked into the garter snake breeding pits in Saskatchewan.
So I've
In
seen.
Manitoba.
Yeah, is that where they are? Okay. I've seen. There's like a Ontario herping group on Facebook,
Okay.
and people have posted videos of the the mating balls because that's what they do, right? They
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all jumble up into. I don't understand how it works,
yeah. Me
but
neither.
it's incredible to see, and I would love to do that. Yeah,
Well, and like it's just like um I don't know, like you said you did some herping as a kid or whatever, but
I've done a lot of herping here.
okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
just like sometimes
Oh
you'll
yeah,
just go and like
find
obviously you're
nothing.
just like adventuring, but you don't find anything usually, you know.
Right, no, 100%.
But it
It
seems
depends
like
on the time of year. I
yeah,
think like if we plan it out right, we can probably hit a lot of the mating seasons at once, and that's
yeah,
when they're most active, right? So
yeah. Winter's probably not the best time to
no,
go.
not in Canada, no.
No, definitely not. Um, how do you find like the reptiles in the cold and everything like and humidity there? Do you find like I know you're obviously inside and stuff, but do you have any issues with that?
No, I feel you. So humidity, yes. It's extremely dry, extremely dry. In my last place, I had to. It was like this. This new place is okay. It's not doesn't get as dry. But my last place, I had to get a humidifier for the room the reptiles were in because it was getting way too dry. Like it was dropping to like 15, 20 at times. Like
Jeez.
it was bad. Yeah. And I also have a misking, so I don't have to worry about it as much. Um, but temperature's been getting me. I'm not. I'm not too sure. So the geckos haven't like, they haven't slowed down too much. You know, the frogs seem to be enjoying the cold. The geckos haven't slowed down too much, but you can see they're eating less. Uh, like I said, I got frogs. I got eggs. Or I mentioned that before we went live, but yeah, I got
Yeah,
some
yeah.
eggs this year, and the period between the two clutches was much longer than usual, and I'm like pretty sure that's because of the cold. And I mean, it's only like the room's only maybe like 3, 4 degrees colder than it usually is. So I mean, like I'm still in a shirt, you know,
Yeah.
it's not cold, but I think the geckos are definitely feeling the difference.
Affecting it. And how do you find that like coming from Arab Emirates, like the cold in Toronto affecting you personally?
Eh, it's weird, man. So so it never drops below 15 degrees there. Maybe like 12. That's like a really cold day.
Okay.
But 15 to 20 degrees over there is actually colder, much colder than 15 to 20 degrees over here. It's like I don't know, like the desert winds are like really strong. Um, but that being said, I don't think I will ever get used to minus 40, minus 30. It's a lot. Yeah.
Do you like? Well, obviously you said earlier that you would like to move out to the West Coast. Do you think
Yeah.
that is like something like a long term goal? You think you want to move this way because it's warmer, or what?
I want to move. So I'd love to work with marine animals.
Okay.
Love to work with like sharks, whales, dolphins, stuff like that. And obviously, I'm not anywhere near the coast.
Yeah,
But yeah, British Columbia seems. If I got the job in that field, I would definitely. I think I would like to move out there. Yeah.
it's expensive.
Yeah, I know. That's the issue. Yeah, I know.
Because we gotta find a new place to live because our landlords are just like completely insane. I think yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah,
think
you
maybe I
told me
was
the
telling you
story.
about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But like there's like the rental market here is like it's hard to find a place and like not many
Yeah.
places are pet friendly and stuff. So
No, for sure. I wouldn't even consider it for like another 5, 6 years at least, like if not more. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So then like because you're not in school anymore, right? Because you're just
I
graduated.
I just finished in like December, so like I just got my final grades.
Okay.
So I don't even have my diploma yet, but yes, I just
Okay.
finished technically. Yeah.
Are you gonna get like a grad then in like June probably?
Depends on COVID.
Right.
If they have one, so it's technically not my grad, it's the next semester's grad, but if they have one, I'm allowed to go, is
Okay.
what they said. I'm not really interested, to be honest. Like,
Doesn't really matter.
no, not at all. It's all about that picture for my mom, you know. Other
Yeah.
than that, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you doing during the day then? Now that you're done university, I guess you're applying
Uh,
for jobs and stuff.
yeah, I've just started applying. I don't enjoy applying. I'll tell you that it's not fun. And other than that, I'm just working on the reptiles and the content. I'm trying to, like, since I have a little more time until like hopefully find a job, I'm trying to push out a little more content.
Sure.
So I'm working on YouTube a little more. On these guys. That's about it. I'm in quarantine as well, so like yeah, we mentioned earlier we're in quarantine, so there's not much I can do now.
Yeah.
Hopefully after quarantine, I can maybe do some fishing, some hiking,
Yeah.
some something like that. At least the place is open again.
How do you get into all that? Because is there much of that in like where you were raised?
Uh, it's like it's there. It's different. So like you're hiking, you're not hiking in the forest. You're hiking through like rock structures and like deserts and all that.
Okay.
Um, they had a lot of water sports, so a lot of like kayaking. We still had kayaking or canoeing and all that, but it was just in like a sea by the shore. So it's actually cooler here because you can like kayak in streams and creeks, and you get to see more animals. But I really started getting into it. I mean, I've always been interested in this stuff, but I started actually being able to get into it and do it um, here. Herping, fishing,
Yeah.
hiking, all that stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm
Interesting.
sure you know.
Well, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. It's
yeah.
just interesting though, because like, well, for me, I was like raised around all that, so like I was just like able to go out into the forest and stuff. So it's a very
Born
different
into it.
perspective, you know.
Yeah. I had to learn a lot of it. Like camping. I hadn't done camping until maybe like 4 years ago was my first time. But
Okay.
like now I'm obsessed. Got the whole gear. Like let's go camping. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
fun man.
So
Yeah.
even over there, I guess like uh in the desert, is there any like long hikes that are like 5, 10 hour hikes then?
Yeah, you can find them. So like there's like hikes up mountains and stuff. Like there's companies that do guided hikes and all that. There's like I said, I'd never done camping, but there's camping on the beach. There's camping in the desert. I just
Yeah, it's just
never
different.
got the opportunity to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is
It
it
is very
is it
different.
easier to access in Canada as well too, probably?
Much easier.
Okay.
Much easier. I mean, like it's everyone does it here, right?
Yeah.
Like probably like I want to say like 90% of the population either goes to a cabin in summer or does some fishing, hunting, something like that. It's a very small percentage of the population that does it there. It's like they prefer the whole like I'd rather go have lunch in a nice restaurant than go fishing for 3 hours. Although fishing is a big scene over there because obviously the beach and the sea and everything.
Yeah.
But like anything else, like hiking or
Yeah.
herping, for example, yeah.
And like how like the lifestyle over there, because like you see a lot of videos and stuff obviously of Abu Dhabi, and it's like Ferraris and like Bugattis, and like that's all you really see. Is that really like realistic or
Certain areas.
okay?
You know what I mean? Like you'll go into an area and you'll be like, yeah, this you'll see all the Ferraris and the Bugattis, and it's mostly a lot of. I mean, it exists in Abu Dhabi, but a lot of it is in Dubai mostly.
Okay. So there
Um,
is like a low income, like a low
oh
income
yeah,
base
oh
there.
yeah. There's areas, yeah, yeah, of
Interesting.
course, and you'll see normal cars and you'll see normal houses and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, for sure, yeah,
interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that because like I've only just like really seen documentaries and stuff, and like I was really interested in like Ferrari World
Okay,
before,
yeah, yeah.
and like the
It's
World
very
Islands
nice.
really interest me and stuff.
Yeah,
Did you ever go to like Ferrari Land as a kid,
Ferrari, Fer,
or Ferrari World
I'm not
rather?
sure actually. You might be right. It might be called Ferrari Land. I can't
Yeah.
remember. But yeah, they opened it when I was in, I think, eighth or ninth grade. And then the school trip that year was to to Ferrari World or Ferrari Land or whatever. It's nice. It's nice. It's uh, I think like it's cool, but the main cool thing about it is like the fastest roller coaster. Everything else is like I'm not gonna ride that more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair
And
enough.
even that, it's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, you're off the ride already because of how fast it is. So,
Fair
yeah,
enough. Yeah,
yeah.
because like that's obviously what drew me to it as a kid. But I thought the same thing. Like, there's no other ride there really.
Yeah, I know. Like every other ride there is a ride you'll find at any other amusement park,
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Is there any other sort of like attractions like that over there, or
Yeah, there's tons. There's tons.
okay,
They've got, so they got, like water worlds, like, I don't know what they're like. Calypso here? I don't, what are they called? Water parks. That's the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a lot of water parks. They have a lot of. They've got a few like roller coaster places, but it's the focus is really I think water parks. Like in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, I can probably count 4 or 5 just off the top of my head.
So what do they call water parks over there then?
Probably water parks. I just they're each known by their own name.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I
Fair
mean?
enough.
Like
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Like you haven't been to that many water parks besides the ones probably there.
the ones there. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Um.
Uh,
Okay. Well, we're getting pretty close to the end, so I think I'm gonna go in for this last question.
okay. Awesome. Hit me.
And this is the question I ask all my guests, and it's if you have any like paranormal, UFO, ghost stories, anything, and anything. The floor is yours to talk about. Anything weird occurrences that have happened in your life.
Hold on. I haven't. I'm just gonna start off by saying I haven't had any like not. I wish I did. I haven't
Okay.
had any like supernatural thing happen to
Okay.
me, but I'm
Okay.
always jealous of the people who claim that they've seen a UFO or seen aliens. But I will say, hold on, let me just Google this to be sure, because I heard they had like a sighting of something near you the other day. Um,
Interesting. I'll ask you this then while you're doing
yeah,
this.
yeah, dude,
Do
go
you,
ahead.
do you believe in like um obviously I think you seem like you believe in ghosts, but do you believe in like paranormal and ghosts?
I don't believe in ghosts
Okay.
per se. Like I don't think I believe in ghosts at least. I believe in aliens. I believe they're out there. I believe it's possible. I
You're a
believe.
believer.
Sorry,
You're a believer.
I'm a believer. Yes, exactly. I think. I mean, like, what are the odds this whole universe and we're the only, we're the only planet with life on it, right? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and
yeah,
all
it's
this
here.
stuff coming out recently, like the U.S. government and stuff releasing all this craziness.
Yeah, I didn't look too much into that. I don't know. I didn't read all the documents that were released because, like, I mean, the sources don't seem too reliable, you know?
There's a video evidence from the U.S. Air Force that shows they say it's a UFO directly, and it's flying at like 1,000 miles an hour in the sky.
Interesting.
I'll send you the video after we're done.
Please do. Please do. I'd
And
like to
you'll be
see
like,
that.
okay, UFOs exist.
UFO. I'm telling you, I believe they do. I just
They
don't
do.
believe. I don't believe humans have had, or like, I don't believe the government has contact like everyone believes. I think they've contacted random humans around the world, and those are like the crazy people or people that think the people that everyone thinks are crazy. There we
Do
go.
you think that there's like aliens among us? Like, do you think like Mark Zuckerberg is like some sort of alien being, or maybe you're an alien being? I don't
Maybe
know.
I'm an alien being. How do
I
you
don't
know?
know.
Um,
Maybe that's why you're like trying to like come off like
slip it,
you're
slip it into the convo. I don't believe that. No, I don't think so. I think,
okay.
I think if they were, I mean, I think if they were, they'd be hiding it a lot better. I don't think they'd be like one of the most talked about people on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they if they are real, they're hidden well.
yeah, true, true.
Like I think like Men in Black, like there is things about that. I don't know. Yeah, we're diving deep into
Okay.
conspiracies now.
before you end it though, hold on here. I found it. Possible
Okay.
Bigfoot sighting shocks. Do you know where Silverton is?
Is this in Ontario?
No, this is in BC.
Oh, Silverton. Silverton. Is this recently?
This was January 15th.
I've heard of it. Let me Google it.
Oh no. Okay, sorry. The spotting was on December 25th, so it was on Christmas.
Sasquatch. Okay. And you're like a believer in this, I guess?
I'm not. No, I'm just. I find it very interesting. I'm curious to
Oh,
see what it is that they saw. It must be some like, I mean, like some big animal that hasn't been seen before, or either way. I just noticed your hat. I like
oh,
it a lot. Animals over people. I agree.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
um,
I literally wear this like out like almost everywhere because literally like animals over people. I think like most people in this hobby relate to that.
yeah, hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Uh. Yeah, I did see that, and I think they were saying that like they confirmed it was like a moose, like
Okay.
in like the tracks or something.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I don't know. I think. Do you believe in like Bigfoot or anything like that? Like,
I don't. I don't believe it's a human. Is that what Bigfoot's believed to be? I don't believe it's a human, but I believe there could be some creatures that haven't been discovered that are that size. That are just really good at hiding.
so you think there's some sort of entity out there that we don't necessarily know about that these people are seeing?
I'm sure. I'm sure there is. I
You're
mean,
sure?
like, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's some creatures like there's like, especially like think of Canada. How big is Canada?
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
It's big.
like
It's huge.
I'm sure there's certain areas that people haven't been. That there's some creatures living there that haven't been discovered or haven't been seen yet, like the Amazon, for example. I guarantee you there is some animals down there that are a lot of animals down there that haven't even been like people probably haven't even gone far enough to see them. You know.
Yeah, it's. I know. It's just so hard to. It's hard to know. Like I agree because you think about like tribes or whatever down in the Amazon,
Yeah,
they
they don't
don't
have
really.
contact at all, you know, with
No,
humans. Yeah,
I don't. It's. I don't know, but you would say Bigfoot confirmed then, or Bigfoot. Bigfoot is something. We
plausible.
just don't know what.
Yeah, possible. He's out there. It's out there. I'm not gonna say he because I don't think he's human. I don't think he'd be able to like communicate with us. But it could be like a species of like ape or gorilla that's all white and
Do you think
you know.
Bigfoot is an alien? Do you think Bigfoot is an alien ghost?
I don't think Bigfoot is an alien ghost. No, I say it could be an alien, not an
Yeah.
alien ghost.
Okay.
Like,
Interesting.
yeah,
So Bigfoot maybe, ghosts no, and aliens definitely. You think?
definitely yes, 100%.
What? Okay. Last question. We'll go, and then we'll go. Is what do you think is going on inside Area 51? Do you know anything about Area 51?
I like only from what I've heard. What do I think is going on there? I'd like to think that they're breeding aliens, and if this is
Maybe
the
they're breeding
case,
snakes.
maybe they're breeding snakes. I mean, whatever they're breeding down there, I would love to work down there. I think it would be fun. You
Yeah.
know, that would be
Maybe
like
you're. Maybe you're
the perfect lab to work in.
breeding. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can breed. You can breed aliens. Maybe it's like breeding dart frogs or something.
same thing. You know, you just give them a little more humidity when you need it, and eggs start popping up everywhere.
See, this is what I mean. You are an alien, I think.
I already know how to breed them, so
Exactly. Anyways, I will let you go because we're getting pretty close to an hour here.
awesome.
But thank you so much for coming on, and
No problem.
thank
Thank
you
you
for
for having
watching.
me. It was fun.
This was a lot of fun.
I'm ready whenever, man. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Shoot me a message. It was a lot of
And
fun.
I'm definitely coming out there. I don't know like when this COVID stuff is over, but I'm definitely we'll link up. We gotta link up.
100%. Yeah. We'll do that reptile tour.
Sounds good. All right. Talk to you
Make sure
later.
you come in a good time of year. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I,
right.
I think I'll probably come in summer or like when the CERB is on because I want to meet everybody. You know.
September.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll come like, is it beginning of September or end of September?
I think they're usually around like September 9, 10, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I could come like end of August and we could do some herping and then we could,
Yeah.
you know,
That works.
see. We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. Take care.
Thanks so much. Have
Yeah.
a good night.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So thank you for tuning in to the podcast tonight. Next week we are going to have Tony from Tony's Tails and Scales on. He is a wildlife ambassador. He works at a zoo. He also is a veterinary assistant, and he also works at a wildlife rehabilitation center for wolves. So please make sure you come in next week. I think we're probably doing a live stream about 5 o'clock, maybe 5:30 again. We'll see, but be sure to join in and have a good night, everybody.